Gutterball! Gutterball number 26. This is your host, or one of them anyways, the great value Andrew Tate. Got my co-host here, aka my brother, Jackson.
Yes, sir. What it be? What it do? It's your boy Matty Raps back with another food review.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a fantastic guest lined up for today, and unfortunately, we're not able to deliver on that. So sorry to hype all you up and just dash your dreams like mine were broken just a little bit ago. Um, but we can't dwell too much on the past. We can only move forward. And we'll move forward into however week's going. It's going great over there. You can tell with Paul. Let's go into mine. Pretty much more of the same old, same old. Thanks for the support on the shorts. They're going crazy. Fucking fantastic. We love to see it. Thank you for the hate comments as well. Keeps it going. So keep feeding that hate to the
Y'all are
those
fucking
ones.
mean.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
are
ruthless
fucking mean, dude.
motherfuckers.
That's
Like,
okay. We love you
damn,
all.
bro.
Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah. But pretty chill, pretty chill. How about you, Paul? How's your week doing?
Dude, I've worked late nearly every day this week. Big project at work, overhauling a lot of IT stuff that's needed to be updated, and so it's just been a long week. A lot of I'm gonna be working late tomorrow. I have to work literally this weekend. I'm on call, but I'm just going in to get stuff done too, to get this network project done as quick as possible. But yeah, all in all, not too bad. How about yourself, man?
No, same. Yeah, just pretty chill. Just grinding out some hours at work. Had a huge snowstorm back in Duluth here, so that kind of sucked having to shovel all the time.
Yeah, I started down here, came up towards you.
But no, nothing hot off the press, nothing new. Oh, I did for you guys. I got all the pieces I needed for my old camera. My parents had an old camera, a Sony one that films in cassette, and we're gonna be filming some sketches with that, and as well as we also been researching mic packs and audio packs, stuff like that. So if you have any suggestions or stuff like that, throw in the comments below because we like to know. What did we end up settling on, Paul? What were you gonna get again?
Well, first off, I do
It's a
think we
road.
should do sketches with that old one, but that old camera though, dude, might not be the greatest. I mean,
No, I don't want to film it on all sketches.
oh,
Just
gotcha,
some,
gotcha.
yeah,
Oh, maybe like an old timey funny one or something. That'd be
yeah.
cool. We settled on for mics. We were gonna go with the Rode Wireless Go 2s, but I think now we're gonna go with the DJI mics. Basically the same thing. They're wireless. They can be pretty much put wherever. They have a receiver. What are you fucking laughing about?
It's a really huge ass bubble. It got on my nose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, we do want to invest in a Sony ZV-10 camera. Is what we're gonna get, probably with a shotgun mic on top of it at some point. As you guys know, all that shit costs a lot of money. It's dude, who would have thought that camera lenses are the most expensive goddamn part to doing anything cinema wise? I was a newbie to cameras, and when I found that, I'm like, Jesus Christ, most of them are worth more than the damn camera. But
Yeah.
so yeah, anybody out there that's got suggestions for what you think we should get as far as a camera, we're set on the Sony ZV-E10 mainly because we're going to be doing a lot of video and it's a little cheaper. We have looked at the Sony Alpha or A6400, also looks like a good camera. Honestly, both are great choices. But when we actually purchase one is when we will go for it there. But really no time yet on sketches. We don't really have a hopefully
it's out in the air. I am writing scripts, so scripts are being made. Really what I need to do, I want to do we're gonna have sketches together, but I have my own sketches I'm gonna do. Really what I need for that is a good audio mic pack, which is what we've been looking into, and that shit ain't cheap, man.
No,
it's
it
not
ain't.
cheap. So
and thank you all so much for your support. Jackson, did we talk about 100 subscribers in the last cast? I don't think we did. I think we just hit 100.
Did, no.
So what's crazy is, thank you everybody so much for your support. The channel's been growing great. Shout out to Jackson here. He's been cranking out shorts. We've been hitting every social media platform we can. We're having very good luck with the shorts, pulling in viewers and subscribers. To think that by the time we filmed last week's episode, which is 7 days ago, we had 99 subscribers. We have 115 now. We just spiked with the recent shorts and stuff, which is awesome. But we hit 100 subscribers. That's awesome. We're thinking around the 250 subscriber, 500 subscriber mark. We're gonna have a little present for you guys, merch maybe, and who knows? Maybe some other things. Maybe we'll drop a sketch at that point. I don't know. It's really fucking cold outside right now, so filming anything sucks ass outside. So we're probably gonna wait till this spring for the most part, especially since we live a few hours apart. but that doesn't matter. Um,
Hmm.
Jackson, anything you wanted to say on the views or on the shorts and just like channel growth?
No, really, just thanks for the growth. It's fantastic. We love to see it. We want to have more content coming toward at you, so like we're not just that podcast channel because um like we quote unquote we're trying to guess make it whatever that means, and to do that we got to do like 10 different things. We got to have the podcast, we got to have sketches, we got to have music going out, got to have whatever, but just trying to generally entertain you guys and like bring you decent shit. Like I would even love to like make some like Danny Mullen s videos where we just go around creating havoc. Gotta swallow a little bit of my social anxiety, but I would like to do something like that. I think it'd be really
Okay,
fun.
I love Danny Mullen. He seems like an okay guy, and I wouldn't mind having him on the cast. It's just some of the shit he does, man. I don't know if I'd get a kick out of making people's lives uncomfortable in public like that, to be honest with
No.
you. But there's a reason why he does it. Part of me
Mhm.
thinks too, I would like to get, down and dirty with Danny and like literally drill down into his mind and just ask him questions like Danny, like, do you actually enjoy doing this? Or did you just like start doing it, realize it took off, and now it's just like a part of your like, your
Mhm.
growth, your channel, like who you are. Like, do you really enjoy it? And I'm sure he'd probably say yeah for the most part, which is fine too. But also there might be a part of him that's like some days he's just like, ah, fuck, I have to be a shithead today to get views.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, sometimes he's a shithead.
And
Like
sometimes he's really nice though. There are
sometimes
sometimes.
he's good. Yeah. There was a video recently where there's a guy in the video game cafe just chilling. They're harassing him pretty hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if Danny got two-stepped at some point because he just got up to someone's face he should not have, but he does do it in very, very sus areas like Oakland, like fucking, downtown LA and shit like that. From our perspective is like a shithole. Um like it's good, yeah, but yeah, there are some times where borderline's just like, "Why are you harassing that dude? Just leave him alone, man." It's still funny, but like, see that poor dude alone.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of his videos are good though. But there are some time, honestly, I can't think of a time where he did do something good. But I know there was moments where I'm like, oh, okay, like that was cool of him to do, or like whatever. And I know he has beef with PKA, which is like one of my favorite podcasts. He has beef with Brandon Buckingham, and for those
Why
of you
does he have
listening,
what's up with PK? He was on there a couple
okay,
times.
hold on there. So for
Yeah.
those listening, Danny Mullen is a YouTuber that got big in the last few years. He does like street interviews, but it turned in from street interviews to like public. He dresses up, goes to places, causes a scene. Some pretty like suspect
Pretty much
stuff.
like bringing high school like, classroom jokes out into the public pretty much is what
Yeah,
he's
and
doing.
like putting people on the spot in public
Yeah.
and whatever. But anyways, so he doesn't really have beef with PKA. It's more so that because they had Brandon Buckingham on, he tweeted or something like, "I'll never go on that show again." And also, like, I guess Chiz from PKA, the guy that gets their guests, he used to be a host like way back in the day. I guess was saying some weird shit to him or like weird interactions when it came to booking him. I guess, which is like kind of
Hmm.
odd. And who knows if
Yeah.
that's even true, right? But like he just said he'll never be on PKA again. Like Danny said he's never going on that
Him and
show.
Buckingham aren't friends. I guess I could see why. They're
No,
basically making the same
do
content.
you know the story? What happened there?
I do not know.
So I'm probably gonna get all this wrong, so correct me in the comments if you know this whole story. So before Brandon got really big on YouTube, he's been doing it for a long time before this, but he paid to get a feature on Danny's. There's a video of him with a few videos with him and Danny, but to get featured, he paid Danny like $2,000, flew out there, they filmed the video, and it actually ended up being good. Like it got a lot of views, and Brandon was pretty much like put into the spotlight, right? That's how he kind of took off. People noticed his
And
channel, I think.
one more time, how much did he spend?
Like two
Two
or three
grand?
grand.
Okay,
Paid
that's pretty
Danny to
expensive.
show up in his video, something like that. 2 or 3
If
grand, maybe it's
dude,
less.
if we could pay 2-3 grand to go on Danny Mullen, I'd pay 2-3 grand to go on Danny Mullen.
Yeah, it's pretty good exposure, and it ended up working out in Brandon's favor because I think not maybe just from that, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of like what got him a decent bit of his following. And then it turned into this like Danny was getting really sussed out by Brandon because he was just kind of doing the same stuff as him now on his channel, and Danny didn't like that, and Danny took offense, and Brandon said some shit, and Danny said some shit, and there's a back and forth, and I'd love to have Danny or Brandon or fucking both of them at the same time on the show to hash this out, or
Yeah.
like tell their side. I know they've been on multiple podcasts and have already kind of said the thing. As far as I know, they're on like okay terms, but Brandon said like, I want to fight Danny Mullen though. Like we still have beef.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he called Danny out in his last his first boxing match after he
Right.
won
He
against
did.
Ice
Yeah.
Poseidon. So yeah, they just haven't been on good terms, and like I don't know the whole like complete conclusion to it, but they fucking kind of hate each other deep down, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can see Danny's point of view, but it's like, but I also have to be like, Danny, dude, you let him on your show, he paid the money, he got fame off of it, you kind of knew what kind of stuff he was doing, even if he was kind of piggybacking off you, like what did you expect, I guess. But
doesn't matter because Brandon's making it his own way, his own unique style, and you don't own that type of comedy.
yeah,
Because guess what? What you're doing, Danny, guess what? Ain't that hard. You just have to not be a pussy. You have to have really good, you have to be very extroverted and do it. But literally, dude, anyone could go and do what Danny did.
yeah,
You
like
just have to be a little funny and out there. You can do
exactly.
it.
I mean, honestly, a lot of that inspiration started with Tom Green, and probably even somebody before
Right.
Tom Green I don't know about. Even though his wasn't as public, sometimes they felt like it. But the Tom
Hmm.
Green show, dude, classic. Tom
Yeah,
Green paved the way for like Eric Andre's show and
he
like
did.
other
Really,
shows
yeah.
like that. Like, dude, that sketch where he gets his dad's Honda Civic, the whole hood of it. Have you seen that one?
The
There's
slut mobile.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There's
that's
like two
classic.
lesbians on it, like making love or
Like,
whatever. And
yeah,
dude, like I laughed so hard at that sketch. He's hiding in the dumpster or whatever, the trash can, and
yeah.
he confronts his dad. He's like, I'm
He's
taking
walking to the
taking the
bus.
bus to work. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And his mom
He's like,
hates it too.
he literally paints their parents' house. Like, yeah, Jackass wouldn't have been like. I wonder if Bam got inspired by that too, with fucking with his parents.
Yeah.
Another one, Tom Green. Tom Green, I've heard is a kind of a fucking weirdo, but I could see that.
Dude, that famous video of him and Andy Milonakis at like
I
that
was about
weird
to
art
say
show,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
There's a table with a zipper built into it, but it's like split, so it looks like the table's being like unzipped. It's like an art exhibit or
Mhm.
something. And he's with Andy Milonakis, and they're filming a vlog. And Tom Green, like, there's these two old people looking at it, admiring it, and he's like really loudly, he's just like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? Ha ha, that's pretty cool, huh?" And then he just goes, "Ha ha 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 ha."
It's
just,
like when you unzip your pants.
yeah, but like you unzip your table, like you unzip your pants, and he just goes ha ha, and he laughs like that, standing still, staring at them,
like,
laughing like
a
that
minute
for like
or two.
3 minutes straight. And Andy's just like kind of losing it, like laughing.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure also like Andy didn't expect Tom Green to come with him that day or something like that. It
No,
wasn't planned. Like,
no,
dude, I'd love to go. Like, also, I thought of when seeing that video, I'm like, Andy isn't like super big. Like, I think he's like a niche micro celebrity, honestly. Sorry, Andy. But he's hanging out with those people, like imagine who cool people we could be hanging out with,
I mean, he
all types
literally
of
has
people.
an album with
He does
Riff Raff,
They're
and
nasty.
dude,
And Diplo is a song.
his
with
name
him.
is Rex Simon, right? Dirt Nasty,
Mhm.
That's his name. That's such a badass name. Can we get Rex
Yeah.
Simon on the cast?
Yeah, dude, there's
Dirt
like a
Nasty.
whole like weird beef between him and Riff Raff and like a couple other rappers where they're treating each other like shit the whole time. But like
Really?
they're all coked out and fucked up. Yeah, dude, Riff Raff and Dirt Nasty didn't like each other for a while because apparently Riff Raff or Dirt Nasty was a complete fucking asshole to like everybody around him. But that's just what I heard. But again, they were all coked up and fucked up, so
I guess I could
kinda
see that. Fuck, you think of anybody celebrity though, you can kind of see like, oh, that guy could be an asshole. Like,
that guy would
you
be a
think if you
dick.
thought, I mean, I think Riff Raff is probably actually really nice, I would assume, but you could think like, oh yeah, I could see him being a dick. Like,
Well, if you're coked up, I can see you being an asshole.
like Joe Rogan, I love Joe Rogan, but like
it could be a dick.
Joe Rogan probably could be an asshole. I don't know.
I bet he's
Money
a little bit
changes a
dick.
lot of people too, though. I mean, like, especially for Rogan, who grew up relatively poor, people that didn't start from money, when they get that
Mhm.
money, they shut people out. I
We
know.
didn't. I mean, we had money, but we didn't necessarily come from extreme wealth. Like I work at Target, dude, and those kids come from like trust fund families. From like, yeah, my parents bought me a 2017 car when I turned 16 or whatever, and I'm like, well, I don't have any of that shit. Or like, oh yeah, I'm just going to school, get some extra money. It's like my parents paying for my college though. It's like I didn't come from that. Whatever. I'm not complaining. It's just, but yeah, we definitely didn't come from greatness.
Yeah,
But
but like with our
very
family though,
privileged, though.
our mom and dad worked super hard. They have they had really good. Well, one of them's retired, but they have really good job. They had really good jobs, but you have to account for it, dude. They had 8 kids. There's
Mhm.
6 brothers. There's 6 boys, 1 girl, and adding each kid's just more money. So it's like, dude, Jack, if it was just you and I, we would have grown up relatively
Oh,
wealthy.
Oh, dude, so much money.
Yeah. But, the fact that we just had so many siblings, it is what it is. I'd say we grew up middle class or like lower
Yeah.
middle class, which
Oh
is
yeah.
fine.
I
I mean, when you
never
have that many kids, it's kind of what you expect is going to happen. But
because like I've known the polar opposite. I've known kids that like because I never needed anything. I wanted things. I wanted shit all the
yeah,
time. I never needed anything. I knew kids that needed things, and then again, I knew kids that had everything they wanted. So it's like they really are different people. Like, and to say that the people who have everything are lazy is a bad way to look at it versus people who don't.
yeah. And shout out
Um,
to our parents for making sure that
yeah,
we never
shout
needed
out.
anything. We
Never needed
wanted.
anything, no, because
Yeah.
I still remember giving kids food and shit like that. Because man, they didn't have no clothes or shit like that. It's fucked up. Like, it's tough that, also me in that position, I'm the one that has to give them food and sometimes even clothes. Like, we'd give clothes to just one kid we knew. It's like, we're the adults at this point. But sad to think about, but yeah, really it is. We're very privileged, very, very lucky to grow up when we did. But yeah, Joe Rogan, I could see him being a fucking asshole. I don't know how we went to that from Joe Rogan, but
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a good topic though. It's a
mm,
good reminder that everybody comes from a different background. And I consider myself, dude, like outside of the cast, I am kind of an asshole, and I don't try to be though. It's just I'm super introverted, and I'm one of those people that can be extroverted when I need to be. But like after that, I need to recharge my batteries. And if you catch me when my batteries are recharging, man, I'm cold.
mm,
I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm
yeah,
very like I shutter myself off. And some people are just like that, and I'm here to admit that that's the way I am, and I hope to get better at it. And every time I do may treat somebody badly or something, I always think like, fuck, like why did I do that? Like, that people are going through their own shit. Why you gotta let your shit affect other people? It's just part of growing up, man. Like
mhm,
I'm early 20s. Like I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I'm in a career that I don't even know if I want to be in it. It's just
right, yeah,
we're just guessing. And that's the thing is like, that's what life is, man. No one's got a book that's like, you do this now, you do this next. Sure, someone's written a book out there and that maybe that method worked for them, but everybody's got a
mhm,
different path, man. And
too specific,
I guess what I can say just coming off that is just like be kind to everybody as much as you can, and don't
mhm,
hate on yourself for not being kind, because
yeah,
it happens. Everybody's a dick
yeah,
sometimes,
it does,
A-
yeah,
and
I sometimes being a dick is needed in a lot of situations,
that
not
too.
all the time, but it really is. Sometimes you gotta be like, "Hey, what the fuck you're doing?" But, like, I don't think I'm an asshole. I know I'm not. I'm actually pretty nice people, but you catch me like, if, like, you catch me and you wanna start some shit, I promise you, yeah, it's gonna end poorly for you, but, um, yeah, I agree. Just be nice to everybody. Weatherman by Bones and Xavier Wolf, right at the beginning, he says, "We all go through lot of difficult things. Just remember that." Really, you gotta do it, man. Everyone's a human, man. They're all going through their
Shout
own
out
shit.
Bones and Xavier
Yeah.
Wolf.
Shout out Bones, Wolf. We'd love to have you on the
Oh
cast.
man, even both of you, one of you, come on,
Both of
hit
you?
us up.
Either
Come on the
or.
cast, man. Let's just
Eddie
shoot the
Baker,
shit.
Eddie B.
Oh,
We'll take L.
dude, Destiny every time brings up that concert because she got to touch Eddie Baker's shoulder when he was in
Still
Minneapolis
remember
or Team
I still
Sesh.
remember being yeah. I remember how dude, so you guys got me so fucked up, dude. I was so high. That was the first time I got so high in my life because you guys just kept passing blunts in the car, and I can't believe mom and dad didn't know we were smoking blunts in there. That's crazy. But
That's if you just keep the windows down and bomb it with Ozium afterwards,
yeah.
you're all good.
You really are. You don't think about it, but you are. But man, dude, I still remember like holding my phone. And I was so fucked up, and Eddie Baker like brushed my shoulder and walked by me, and I had no idea who he was because I was like, who was that? Then I could see like he had the security vest on. So yeah, he did brush me too, which is
Yeah.
cool. Really, really cool. They
Like,
jumped down in
yeah,
there.
he was in the pit. My girlfriend's like, I touched his shoulder. And I'm like, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
he had the LA
He
hat
was like
on.
right there in front of me. Yeah. Eddie Baker's sick. Big fan of that underground, just Team Sesh and like
Yeah.
the Sesh Hollow Water Boys, right?
That was my first concert, man. Legendary, dude. I don't remember a lot about
It's a
it.
good first concert.
I remember him singing the Milk in the Middle intro and then talking about Dan Schneider a lot during it. That was cool though. That's crazy, man. Like they did a lot of classic songs on there, like We Don't Believe You and Chaos Castle and shit, dude. It's just good fucking underground
Were
music.
you into Little Dicky at all? Like his earlier
Yeah.
stuff before he kind of got bigger?
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. When I was really young, I was probably in elementary school when you showed me him. Still,
Probably not a good
um,
influence I showed you, but
dude, I that's what we talked about this before. I got handed the ringer of bad and bad influences, dude. If it wasn't you, it was Sam. It wasn't Sam, it
that's
was Wes. You
that's what
know,
happens when you
wasn't
grow up with a bunch of older
yeah.
brothers that are scumbags.
Yeah. You just get a bunch of fucked up shit. But I really think that's what influenced in my comedy and how I am today and my movie likes and my music likes. It's just from all these people. I think I got the best of it, honestly.
Oh yeah, you definitely, dude. Yeah, fuck you. Getting
Yeah.
Christmas presents majority of your life.
I honestly, yeah, I did. That's a good point.
Some
Totally
bullshit.
did. It was kind of some
You know,
bullshit.
I can't wait to
Some
have I can't
bullshit.
wait to have our brother Joe on to shoot the shit. He just called me today. I actually chatted with him, just talking about work, his work, my work, life.
Yeah, he sends me random videos like flexing on me, and I'm like, why you gotta flex on me? Like, motherfucker. Like, I don't need yeah, like just out of the blue, he'll message me.
But anyways, back on the topic of Lil Dicky, like you know, I was listening to him when he dropped, I think it was So Hard. Was that one of his first mixtapes that he didn't really make money off of because it was a lot of like beats he used or whatever. And honestly, he went off. He's probably like one of the most creative comedic freestylers there are when it comes to rapping, but I guess we really won't know much anymore because after like basically right around when Save Dat Money came out with like Rich Homie Quan and whoever else, um, not saying he sold out, but he did kind of like it's like what happens with most people that make it big. Like they just stop making as much music and just doing a lot of tours and stuff, which is cool. He can do whatever he
Which is
wants.
fine.
Um,
I'd love to go on tour.
what's okay? I mean, Jewish Flow, iconic song,
Yeah, White Crime, awesome.
so good.
Fucking professional rapper with Snoop Dogg. It's a good song.
You gotta listen to "Grimy as a Gooch." You have
I
an
don't think
album
I've heard that
so
one.
hard.
No.
It's so
Um,
stupid.
Fuck yeah, I remember kids talking about Lil Dicky, and I'm like, yeah, I've known about him for like 5 years. Where have you guys been?
Yeah,
Just Paul would show me them.
my girlfriend really liked the TV show he was in. I thought it was all right. I didn't really watch much of it. I just
What
caught it when she had it on
was? Oh, it was called Dave. That's what it was called.
because
Dave.
that's his name. It's
Yeah,
Dave Bird or something, right?
Dave Bird. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Stupid.
love to have him on.
Who gave? Who the fuck gave Little Dicky a show? Like
Hulu,
I
I
have a
think.
show. I will put you a show. Like, come on, man. Anyone can get a show. Anyone can get a Netflix special at this point.
Yeah, man,
I'll go get a
dude, it'd be
Netflix
sick to have
special.
a Gutterball Netflix special.
That's it. That would be so sick, dude. We have all sorts of people come on the cast and shit.
It,
Uh,
I envision it kind of like I would like our Netflix special if you ever had one to be like the Trevor Moore show where we have like a set where it's kind of like a late night talk show.
yeah.
We have people on weird, not necessarily weirdos or people that like just interesting people on and not really like bully
Mhm.
them, but like I don't know, pick their brain and get them to talk about who they are. Because dude,
Yeah.
you know, R.I.P. Trevor Moore, but the Trevor Moore show, dude, was some of the best like Adult Swim content I've seen. Because like
Mhm.
he would just have these. He had a furry on. He had some lady on that thought she was an alien. That one was
Yeah.
fucking wild.
That
Like,
that was pretty weird.
but like he has like and like, but he's also had guests on that I actually like he introduced me to people I genuinely like Ron Funches. He's a
Mhm.
comedian. He does his own podcast. I think I can't remember what it's called, Dreamtime or something with Ron Funches. But um, I don't know. That show was awesome. Did you watch much of the Trevor Moore show? Have you seen a bit of it? Or
I watched like the first
I think there's
3
two
episodes. I
seasons.
remember when it aired. I did not finish it.
Yeah,
Because I don't know, at that time I just wasn't watching long-term
yeah. I
talk
mean, all
shows
of
like
it's on
that.
YouTube right now. Anybody
Yeah.
listening out there, Trevor Moore show,
I
Comedy
did.
Central. I put all of the full episodes on YouTube, and I will say Blair Saki. At first, I wasn't like 100% on Blair Saki, but I'm like, okay, she's a good co-host. She's like a good like medium between Trevor and whatever guests they have on. Like she's got a good point
Mhm.
of view. And I do agree with her. Furries are fucking weird.
They are weird, and they're 100% all sexual as well. I
Yeah,
don't care what anyone says. It's a weird
you know what?
fetish.
I don't care if this kid hears it, dude. I used to work at an elementary middle school district in IT, and there was a gentleman that worked with me, and it was during the pandemic. And the first thing I saw him on my first day, he's wearing like a mask, but it's like a furry mat, like he's like it's a wolf smiling, and I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
and I was like, oh, here we go. And sure enough, that guy, after I left the school district to go to a different job, he ended up getting shit canned. And honestly, dude, I'm not surprised. I never ratted on him or anything, but he was a fucking creep, and he should not have been working in a school with young kids. Go do IT somewhere else.
Mm-mm.
Like it was
See,
weird. It's not like he got to the point where he was dressing up and going to school, but he was fucking odd, man. And okay, You know what? Fuck it if he hears this. What's he going to do? Sue me? Go ahead. I will say that
Yeah,
because I'm
fuck
not
that
saying his
guy.
name.
You're not, yeah.
One day, I was going to ask him a question because he kind of trained me in too. Like he had to show me the ropes a bit other than my boss. And I walk over towards him. Now, here was the weird thing. He never used a laptop from work. He always just had his personal laptop. He just refused to use, like, I used a laptop from the school for my work because I wanted a work laptop for work stuff. I didn't want to use a personal one, put work shit on it. So he had his own laptop and he used a VPN at his, like, a VPN so he could do whatever he wanted, like, and bypass all the school filters connected to the Wi-Fi. I shit you not, dude. I'm going to ask him a question and, like, over his shoulder, I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And as he turns, I literally see, like, some, like, wolf creature woman with huge tits, like, shooting milk out. And, like, as he turns his shoulder, like, clicks minimize or switches it to something else. And like, it caught me at first. And I was like, and then I just started to ask my question. I was like, so, like, blah, blah, blah. And I acted like I never saw anything. And I never reported it. And I don't know why I didn't. It's just, honestly, because I felt bad for the kid a little bit. Because he just never, like, he was very sheltered. I will say this. Like, he never went to public school. He was in his late 20s and lived at home his whole life. His parents had him very sheltered. Dude doesn't watch R-rated movies.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird.
Dude, but all he needed to tell me was he's a homeschool kid right out the bat.
But yeah, furries, dude. And that's the thing is he told me about it. He's like, yeah, I'm into, like, that shit or whatever. He's like, but it's nothing sexual. And I'm like, well, dude, like, you can't say that because everybody.
Just because you said that makes it sexual,
yeah.
you dummy.
And the
now
fact that I saw big mommy wolf milkers on your screen momentarily tells me it's a little sexual for you.
They'd call that a furry yif hentai.
Yeah, so yif. Yeah, whatever. You want to know?
That's foul.
Did I ever tell you how I found out about yif?
No.
I was playing RuneScape in, like, middle school, and my buddy's like, yo, man, log into my account and level me or do this for me. I'm like, okay. Sends me his password. It's YIF99 forever ! Or something like that.
Oh my God.
What is YIF, man? He's like, I'll tell you in school. And I'm like, that's fucking foul. He wasn't even, like, into it or anything. He just thought it was funny. And I was like, what's wrong with you, man? It's gross.
That's pretty fucking funny.
But yeah,
that's like,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go off on a random tangent about school, but finish what you were saying about fucking Trevor Moore.
But yeah, like, that show is great. If listeners, if you haven't watched it, really give it a listen. You know, like, it's not the whole time it ain't entertaining. Sometimes it's like most shows, but I really like it. And Blair Saki, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on the show and talk to you.
She's doable. I could see her on the show.
Yeah, Blair Saki would be really cool. She's, like, so warm, funny, and kind. It seems. I would really like to just, like, talk to her about comedy and, like, what.
We need to get a woman on the show because the ratio's fucked up.
The ratio's fucked. Yeah. Any women out there want to be in Gutterball?
Any minorities? Let us know. We'll get you on the show. Hit us up. White, Asian, black, gay. We'll take you. It doesn't matter. Well, not white. We won't take you if you're white.
We don't judge. We hate white people here. Just kidding.
It's a white free zone.
It's a white free zone.
Oh my God.
But no, I would really like to have her on because I would like to pick her brain about coming up in comedy. You know, she had a Comedy Central special. It's hilarious. She was hilarious on the Trevor Moore show. I honestly need to look into more of her work, but
yeah, you remember Humongous? I just remembered that.
Dude, we should get Humongous.
Dude, that'd be sick, dude. What reason why I remember Humongous? Because you were saying that your friend made, like, that YIF forever thing, and that was foul. Like, that's what we would do on Kahoot. Was we'd put names as, like, porn stars. If you ever played Kahoot, for those who don't know what Kahoot is, it's like a game for school. Pretty much it's just where the whole class can play, and you can put in your own name. And we used to put, like, porn star names like Riley Reid, Mia Malkova, and
both
not
great choices.
Not once did a teacher say anything about it. We used to do a Bella Danger, all types of top porn stars, because as soon as they say it, why is that your name? They'd be like, well, you know who they are. So then it's a gotcha moment. They would never do it.
But one of the Johnny Sins.
yeah. Oh yeah, kids would do that. But one of the names I put was Humongous Bone, because that's what HGH used to say. So he used to say Humongous Bone, and I got sent to the office for that one. They're like, yeah, and then I showed them the video. I'm like, this is humongous, and they're like, it doesn't matter, like, that's still offensive. And I'm like, what? I literally remember showing the principal or the vice principal the Humongous video, like that. I'm like, you know who this guy is? That's what I'm talking about.
The
Oh
freedom
my god.
the freedom of speech laws in schools are fucked.
They are pretty fucked. You can't do anything.
Hugh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Humongous.
humongous. Yeah, that was so good. Yeah, dude, I remember playing Kahoot. It was like what? It was like you would get a question and there's a certain amount of time to answer it, and you had to like hit there's like 4 different quadrants to pick a color, and you would do it from your phone or like your or your school computer. Is how you'd log into it. Yeah, there were some people doing some foul shit. A lot of people got kicked out of class or just
Oh yeah.
horrible names of shit. It'd be hilarious if you could like pick your profile picture and someone is Johnny Sins and it's him as a doctor.
Well,
What? He's a doctor.
speaking of well, you could do that. You could pick your profile picture for your school email, and for the longest time, I had a picture of Mantis Toboggan, and my name was Mantis Toboggan. So I changed my name so it wasn't Jackson 5. So when teacher would search for me, you'd have to search up Mantis Toboggan,
Oh my god.
and that was pretty funny, dude. They're like, "Who's Mantis Toboggan?" That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Before we get too deep here, is it cool if we get into some UFC talk?
That's fine.
Yeah, so for you, those of you listen, you already know, big fight fan here, mainly UFC. I could give 2 shits about Bellator, 1 championship. Don't get me wrong, if there's nothing else on, I'll watch it, okay? But it's like great value UFC to me. Just because UFC
What
is
is
just the best.
Bellator?
Bellator. It's another.
Okay.
It's another.
Never heard of that.
It's another promotion. They're big MMA. I'd say they're like second behind, if not one
Okay.
championship is.
Good. I haven't heard you talk about that.
But yeah, because I don't watch. If there's nothing else to watch, I'll watch Bellator.
Yeah.
Just because, like, for me, like, I already have a limited time to do shit. So if like I'm gonna watch a promotion, it's gonna be one, and the UFC's the best at it. They are the best. Just because they've been doing it for so long, and Dana White's Dana White. But this weekend, it's a fight night. December 17th. So, the day you guys will be watching this, it's happening this evening. It's the last fight night of the year. It's the last card of the year for the UFC. The last pay-per-view was last week, which I'll get into here in a second. So it's going to be a month of no UFC. So I'm actually going to have some Saturdays to do shit, which will be nice. I haven't missed an event in over 2 years, I think now, like on TV.
I believe it.
And if I was somewhere, I'd watch it on my phone. I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
But UFC 282 though. This was last weekend. Some controversial. The main title fight for light heavyweight, Jan Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev. People say it was a bad fight. It was horrible. I didn't think it was that bad. Am I surprised it ended in a draw? No. Neither of them did enough to prove that they should be a champion. Magomed got his legs chopped and couldn't hit Jan for shit really on the feet. He decides to sit on top of him for the last 2 rounds. Honestly, if you're going to give it to anybody, you have to give it to Jan. Because sitting on top of somebody, barely threatening submissions and striking every once in a while, sure, you can consider that 10-8, but he didn't really do anything. Because he was doing that because his leg was fucked. Or his legs were fucked, basically, from Jan's leg kicks. I will say this. The post-fight, they interviewed them both. Jan took it like a man. Jan was like, I don't think I did enough to win the fight. I also didn't think I lost. And he said but he also said he didn't deserve the belt and that the other Magomed deserved it, which arguably I don't think Magomed deserved it. If anybody, Jan did. But still, I'm glad that ended a draw. But they're I think UFC is kind of pissed because that light heavyweight division has had a new champion every year ever since John Jones left. It's just been random people, and they've had a really bad luck in that division. Now, Jamal Hill versus Glover Teixeira is happening at UFC Brazil. I think it's 285 or something like that, where they're going to do the light heavyweight fight again. And those two are getting to fight for the belt now. So that'll be interesting. But other than that, let's talk about the most controversial thing on that card. Paddy the Baddy's decision, unanimous decision winner over Jared Gordon. Questionable. I do like Paddy. So I am a Paddy fan, you could say. Did he lose that fight? Definitely an argument for it. When I went back and watched it the second time, I could see how somebody could score it for winning for Paddy, but all 3 judges thinking Paddy won that unanimously, man. I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. Dana did have a point. Just because you thought you won the first 2 rounds, Gordon, you can't just clinch him the whole 3rd round.
Yeah.
You can't just coast, which I get. Because if you want to win a fight, you got to prove it. But that just goes back to the whole thing. Never let it go to the fucking judges. I don't care what promotion you're in. UFC judging has been shit for years. Everybody knows this. Don't let it go to the judges. And people comparing this to Sean O'Malley's loss or a win over Peter Yan, the decision win. That fight was definitely closer than this one. Okay,
and
so
why do you think that the decision making is shitty. Like, what is bad about the people who make the scores, like
Dude,
the judges?
I think the scoring system kind of sucks. I do know that damage is a part of it at some point. And if you look at it this way, Jared hit Patty with some heavy fucking shots, but
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't really show much damage. I think Jared was more bruised and bleeding in the face than Patty was at the end of the fight.
And
But
he
that
did
could,
eat those,
but age could be said
especially
for that.
for his neck out that much.
His
Chin.
chin, I know. And then also, dude, and I hate to say it, I think part of it's star power. Drew
Yeah.
Dober said that in his press conference I watched today. He's about to fight this weekend, which I'll get to here in a second. It's star power, man. You're going in there as somebody with star power. Try not to let it go to the judges or really prove that you should win that fight.
Yeah.
Because not saying there's bias, but there's bias when it comes to judges. There just totally is. And I do not suspect there being any paying under the table, because Dana White and all of them know that they would literally end up in federal prison. Like, it would happen. I'm pretty sure anyways. I just think it's judges that looked at the star power, liked Patty, and just probably were focusing on him more in the fight because he was the star or the big name going into it. Jared Gordon, sorry, not that big of a name. Sorry, Jared. Would love to have you on the cast, though. And yeah, so Patty winning that unanimously, pretty stupid. I could see, I get why he won it, though. If you do look at the strike percentages, all not that much different. It's just like Gordon had significantly more control time, and Patty had more damage. And what do you rank? Like, damage, control time, star power, no star power.
Right. And whether you like it or not, unconsciously, all those judges are, biased. They are. It's not saying like it's the worst thing ever, but yeah, they're biased. And yeah, you look at Patty, you're like, oh, this guy's up and coming. Like, I'm gonna give it to him. But yeah, I didn't even think about that star power. It's like, yeah, he goes in there, like not wanting to lose, because if he loses, it looks shitty for his like rep. I just picture him dropping one of those fucking Mario stars, and then he's going in there.
Yeah. And you're totally, you're right. And it's just like, I really wish I was into the UFC during the Anderson Silva days, the Conor McGregor days, but I would have been interested to see, and any MMA guys out there that know your history in the comments, drop it. Like, has there ever been a Conor McGregor fight where it's like the dude definitely beat Conor, you would think, or it looked like it, and then there was a decision where he won like unanimously or something like that? I wouldn't be surprised if there was, man. The closest to Conor is Patty. Like, I don't think I've seen in our
100%.
time. I don't think I've seen anybody with the star power he has. I mean, they literally have a theme song for fucking Patty. Oh, Patty the baddie. Like, when he enters the fucking ring, like, he's got a merch line. He's marketing himself super well. He's very comparable to McGregor,
vlogs.
whatever anybody says. Doing vlogs.
He's a different sounding person than me, and he drives a better car than me. And no, but yeah, just because he's got that voice. He's got that like outgoing, extroverted personality.
He's a character.
Yeah. He's character. He really is.
He balloons up to like
character.
210 pounds between fight camps. You do you, man. That's fucking awesome. But like,
yeah, and everyone fucking, all I see is other judges being like, or coaches, they're like, Patty's weight camp's a fat camp. It's like, okay, but is he making weight? Yeah. So shut the fuck up.
And
the day he stops making weight is when you should care about it, dummy.
And you shouldn't care what he does outside of his fight camps. And it's also just like, there are fighters that are in like way better shape than him. Like, for instance, Phil Rowe, he just fought. He missed weight by like a pound or something like that. And it's just like, but that guy I think's cutting a lot. Like, I think Patty's just at that perfect body height to like frame size.
So
where he can I think he could make 145, honestly. He'd probably kill himself, but
everyone's metabolism is different. Some people get blessed. I got blessed with the slow one, which kind of sucks. I know, because I gain weight quick. Like our dad fucking motherfucker cranks out fucking metabolism like nobody's business, left and right.
Yeah, I got it bad too. I gain weight easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. Been noticing my weight gain lately.
Yeah, but yours is way slower than mine. It's also because you're taller than me though too. You got a taller frame.
Yeah, I gotta have a little bit more weight. Yeah,
but no, and to end UFC talk, this last card coming up, people say like, oh, it's just a fight night. It's got some bangers on it, man. Bobby Green versus Drew Dober. That's the people's fight. Bobby Green, dude. Who doesn't like Bobby Green? He's so swaggery, man. I like Ricky Bobby, yeah, dude. He reminds me of like Chris Tucker from Rush Hour. He's so spicy. Like, his interviews are really good too. And I was gonna talk more about 282, but those are pretty much the big things on it. But yeah, that Drew Dober fight's gonna be really awesome. The main fight is Sean Strickland versus Jared Cannonier. That's going to be a super good fight. Sean Strickland likes to talk a lot of shit. Jackson, you would like Sean Strickland. He's hilarious. You have to watch his press conference stuff. He's fucking
Buck
ridiculous.
Strickland.
Buck
Yeah,
Strickland, yeah.
like
And
that guy.
another fight that's on the prelims, which is going to be like a super dark horse fight. Jake Matthews versus Matthew Semlisberger. Someone's getting fucking knocked out. It's happening. So that's going to be a really,
Nice.
really good fight. But yeah, that's kind of ends my MMA, UFC talk. I just like to get, slip that in every couple episodes because I know there's some of you listening that like to talk about that or visit that world. And,
Mm.
anybody got predictions on the fight night that's happening tonight when you guys are watching this? Drop them in the
Them in
description.
there.
You think Strickland's going to beat Cannonier or do you think he's going to get train wrecked by Cannonier? Do you think Drew
Let us know.
Dober's going to fucking outstrike Bobby or do you think he's going to have a hard time hitting Bobby and Bobby's just going to drop him? Who knows? Is Bobby going to point fight him? I don't know. Who knows?
Drop your controversial UFC opinions in the comments below, please.
Other than watching that stuff, Jack, have you been watching any shows lately? Anything you've been into?
Nothing really. I did use that soap today, bootleg, so I could watch whatever I wanted. Actually, I found that the one you sent me doesn't work as well as the other one because they have different domains
Yeah.
right from the website.
Yeah.
I found one that works because the other one I used, the one you sent me, keeps popping up ads, even with ad block. I go to the other version and it works just fine, no problem. But I've been watching this, have been watching The Simpsons, season 3. I started with season 3, right when Conan O'Brien and the writing picked up. So I'm gonna watch that for a little bit. Yeah, that's seasons 3 through like 10 or 11 are the peaks of Simpsons in my opinion. Not saying the first 2 seasons aren't great because they really are really good. But yeah, I've just been watching that. Nothing really else. Just throw that in the back. I haven't been watching a lot of TV, man. Like
That's
it's
good.
mostly the goddamn YouTube clips that get me. It's bad, and I need to get off YouTube. Like honestly, I've been thinking about uninstalling it off my phone at this point because the shorts. It's bad.
I've never fallen into the short realm yet. I don't do TikTok. I never fell into YouTube Shorts. I don't care about Facebook Reels. Don't get me wrong. If I scroll down and I see one that somebody posted, I'll look at it, but I don't get stuck in the scroll loop.
The loop. No, I recognize it. I know it's because it's designed for kids' brains that are still developing, and we're older now to realize that. But I do find myself, I'm like, why am I watching this short? I don't give a fuck about these people. I'm just giving them their views. But watch our shorts though, because ours are really funny.
We actually have funny shorts. Yeah, we have some good shorts. As far as what I've been watching is White Lotus season 2 finale just wrapped up this last Monday. Dude, like no one's safe on that show. Like it's like that. I was not seeing that ending coming. But also too, the ending to this season. So they already renewed for season 3. So the White Lotus, for all those listening, have I talked about it on the show?
You definitely mentioned it, but not a lot.
Okay. So The White Lotus is an HBO show. It just ended its 2nd season. It has a 3rd season, already confirmed. And basically, to put it in simple terms, The White Lotus is a chain of resorts in this fictional world. The 1st season takes place at a White Lotus resort in Hawaii. And then the other one, I'm pretty sure it's Hawaii. And then the 2nd season takes place at a White Lotus resort in Sicily, so in Italy. Each season has different characters, like a different set of people that it follows at their stay at each resort. So who knows which White Lotus is going to be at next? Like one in Canada? I don't fucking know. Usually it's somewhere tropical though and sunny. So it's a very bright and warm show. There are from 1st season to 2nd, there's like 2 reoccurring people on the show. And like check out the 1st season. I mean, Steve Zahn's the father in it. It's super spicy. Like it's actually really good. I liked it. And there's some annoying characters, but this 2nd season, what was different with how it wrapped up is like, well, first of all, you realize no one's safe. Okay. Like random shit just happens at like the last 2 episodes, shit hits the fan usually. And also this one was very open-ended. Like it ended well for only like 2 or 3 characters this season. Whereas like last season, I don't think it really ended well for anybody, except I guess you can consider one person. But there was really open-ended. Like, oh, did this person really do this? We won't know because they didn't fucking answer it. They just made it seem like they did it, kind of deal. It's a dark romantic comedy, I would say, is what it is. And I like dark comedies. They're good, especially with like the acting lineup they had. Michael Imperioli from Sopranos. He's in this last season of White Lotus. He's really good. He plays a dad in it. And
I don't like romantic comedies.
But it's not. It's really more so a dark comedy because, like I said, Jack, there's also like families that like, and it's not really
Mm.
romantic. Like with their stuff, they have their own situation going on. But there's like also like couple, it'll follow a couple or something that season, and they have like a fight.
What do you say? We say dark. What kind of dark are you talking about? You talking about like people getting drive by, getting shot up on? You talking
No,
like cult leaders sacrificing people and
we're
shit, or
talking
what?
like unsettledly like person at the very end you realize is being groomed to be kidnapped,
Okay.
or and then like fuck shit happens at the very end, or like somebody dies that you just weren't expecting to die at this like beautiful, like it's a very like, oh, it's a bright shiny nice area to like super dark, like
Hmm.
this happens, or like these people do this fucked up thing that their significant other doesn't know about, or like this guy who has been not on drugs and drinking for months. Like I'll just say this, in season 1 the main manager dude, he like it's his first time like having a big arrival of guests because there's like limited people that could be at the resort, and he just like fucking goes off the rail, like starts drinking again, starts doing all these drugs, and it's like ruining everybody's guest stay. It's really funny. um but so like there's just a lot of like the imperfections of people, the bad things people do when they're desperate kind of deal. So like I really like the White Lotus. So I'll stop talking about that. Also, theme song though, it's a banger. The White Lotus season 1 and season 2 theme song, banger. They change it up a little each time. Um I like that a lot. And then other than that, who hasn't been watching Wednesday on Netflix? The Addams Family dude. Give it a shot,
I
Jack. I hated it, or I thought it was going to be stupid. I watched it and I'm like, oh my God, like, why didn't they make a show like this years ago? Jenny Ortega, or whatever her name is, so good at playing her. Um, I'm into it, man. It's got me intrigued. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of like a family friendly thing, but it's kind of dark. People straight up get fucking murdered and torn apart. Like it is like the like classic Addams Family a little bit.
I never liked the Adams Family to begin with, so
I like.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I
But
get it.
um, I don't need another. Here's my cynical viewpoint on it. I don't need like another like whiny emo girl to make a show about. Oh, I'm goth. Look how goth I am. Look how evil
That's
I am.
fair.
I don't care. You're not evil. Shut the fuck up.
She's not really
Um,
evil though. She's actually good.
pretty anti-hero.
Yeah, essentially.
Um, yeah, I'm just not about that. But I do remember in the movie theater we had for the animated film that made a new one, the
Yeah.
Addams Family. They had a Wednesday standee, and for her braids in her hair, she had nooses instead. Um, and that was removed a week later. Like they had to take down the standee and put up a new one where she didn't have
Oh
nooses.
my
But
God.
this girl from the movie theater, I think you know who took it, Paul. Her name started with an M. She got the Sandy, and I still hate her for it because I'm like, that would have been so sick to have the OG one with it was brutal. She had nooses on her, like,
Yeah.
but they changed
On
it
her
over.
pigtails.
Yeah, and I
So
just thought about that. I'm like, that's brutal.
so I will say this. I saw not the first, but the second Addams Family main movie growing up. I liked it as a kid, but like I didn't really like the concept of it, right? Whereas
No.
this show, it focuses on her and she's solving, like, people are getting murdered. I'll just say that. Like there's something murdering people in this
Mm,
show, and like brutally murdering kids, like tearing them apart and shit. And you're finding she's like body parts torn apart and whatever, like gored. And so she's trying to solve it while like the town police, got their heads up their ass. Um, and it's like that classic, like she doesn't fit in, whatever. She's in a school
mm,
for misfits now that like she still doesn't fit in there kind of deal. Because they're all
mhm,
like strange kids. Like there's a kid that's a werewolf. There's a kid that's got Medusa. He has to wear a hat because he's got Medusa snakes. And if
mm,
you look at him, you'll turn into stone kind of deal.
mm.
So
Oh,
like,
so it's kinda like I didn't know it dealt with, like, actual, like, fucking mythology, kinda like weird stuff,
yeah, it
like
does.
actual monsters.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
actually there are monsters in it. I will just kind of give you that hint. And it's also, Jack, you literally, I mean, at least so far, I'm halfway through. So there's 8 episodes, they're about an hour long each. I'm on episode 5 now. I have to watch it. Um, you see the parents and like the family at the very beginning, and you never see them again. It's just her.
Really?
So it's very
Mm,
focused on her at school, and it's interesting. I know you say you don't like Adam's Family, but I feel like it'd be kind of up your alley. Like, just watch like episodes 1 and 2. If you hate it, don't watch it anymore. But I think it's really not that bad. I'm vouching for that and White Lotus hard because
mm,
I literally was like, this Wednesday show looks cringe, dumb, like everybody's into
yeah.
it. And then I got to go and watch it, and I'm like, okay, really? It's not
Do
that
look
bad.
cringe.
It is
You
what
know
it is.
what else that you hyped up that let me down was Cabinet of Curiosities. I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't like it?
I I watched 5 episodes of it, and there's only like 10 for the first
I
season, and
never finished it.
I liked one of them, and that was it.
Which
Was
one'd you
the
like?
autopsy one where
Dude,
he's
isn't that one
heart comes out
freaking
of his eyes.
isn't that fucking creepy?
That one was fucking weird, but the rest of them, they're so slow build, and then nothing, and then especially the first one was such a slow build for nothing to happen. All he does is get his face like eaten.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
Yeah,
um, the
it's
rat
not for
one
everyone.
wasn't that
I like the
good.
rat one. I thought the rat one
Yeah,
was funny.
I thought it just I thought I expect a little more going into it. What is it?
I
Super
will say
going
this.
away.
I stopped watching after the painting one or the painting one, I think. And I
I
will
don't think
say
I
this.
watched
A
that.
lot of them are mid, but I really liked the rats one. Autopsy one was the best one for me. It was super
Yeah,
slow, but it was so creepy and
it
like a
was
different
creepy.
take on aliens.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, bro, and then he cuts his eyes out, and like
yeah. That was so
the
fucked
way
up.
they like filmed it, how like he's stuck inside him now, and like, just thinking of that alien's voice or like the way that dude sounded, I did not like that fucking
Yeah, it
shit
was
at all.
pretty spooky. Yeah,
Um,
I mean that is how people say aliens are interacting with
I
us.
did a little overhype that show a bit, but then like as I got more into it, I was like, oh, this isn't as great as I thought. A lot of them are mid or miss, but some of them are really good, in
That's
my
the
opinion.
problem with having multiple directors, and that's the problem with show. I don't know if you've ever seen Love, Death, and Robots or Love, Sex, Robots, whatever
Yeah,
it's called. Pretty
yeah.
much the
I've
same
seen all of
concept.
that.
Pretty much hit or miss. A lot of those. Some of those are really good. I can't remember which one I like the one where wasn't there like the house, but it was completely run by robots and there was like no humans or something.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
one
know.
was
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah. There's also a book that I've been trying to find that the plot of that, but I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Um but yeah, it was all right. Yeah, I've pretty much just been watching just pretty much nothing YouTube with some I do like to watch Twitch. I do watch a lot of Twitch, just people playing games. I love watching people play horror games on hard or speed runs of games. This guy's speed running the Callisto Protocol, no damage, hard. Um, and he plays it for like 10 minutes, gets hit, restarts the game, restarts the run, plays it, gets hit, It's
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
though. It's entertaining because he'll do it eventually. I mean, I think he already beat it with no hit. It's just speed running it now. Fuck that, dude. People are nuts doing shit like that.
Yeah, I used to love watching streamers when Twitch first became a thing, and then I just got
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I got sucked in. I was one of those kids that like literally would donate to my favorite people just so I could
Yeah,
talk
I
to
never
them
did that.
because like I was a
Yeah.
kid and I just like wanted to like talk to like the guys I liked watching. And then once I realized like this is just a waste of money, it ended up becoming a waste of my time. Like I just
Mhm. Oh, I just throw it on in the background typically. I do use my free Prime sub because if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. I give that to WKUK so they can fund their damn movie because I want to see that come out.
yeah,
I
I
would
threw some money
love,
at that too.
for those that don't know, Whitest Kids You Know are funding their movie called Mars. If you want to go support them, just go to the channel and sub to them or donate. But I want to see that have a theatrical release. I think that'd be really gnarly, but I don't think it's gonna get one. I think it's gonna go straight to DVD, unfortunately.
Which is
Um,
okay too.
yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
buy it.
fine.
I'm gonna buy
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna
shit.
get it. Oh, fuck yeah. We gotta watch it together when it
Yeah, yeah,
comes out.
yeah. When it comes out, don't watch it without me.
Yeah, I won't.
Jackson, so remember before the show we were talking about the Justice League that like didn't exist, but it
Yeah,
does?
we can't find it.
I found it. I found the fandom page for it. So get this, dude. Okay. So
It's a
everybody listening,
TV.
before the show, Jack and I were talking about nostalgic cartoons, mainly like the news that Henry Cavill isn't returning as Superman. He's done, supposedly.
Which is he's not doing The Witcher. He's not doing that.
I'm bummed.
What are you doing?
Like
Come
I
on.
get why he's not doing The Witcher. Literally one of
Yeah,
his excuses though is so he could go do Superman. However, one of the other excuses is just so cuz he didn't like the direction it was going and they wouldn't change it. So I was like, "Fine, that's
they ruined
understandable."
it.
And then he just decides, "Oh, I'm not doing Superman anymore." It's like, "Well, man, what are you going to play then?"
Yeah. What the
Like
fuck? Exactly.
maybe he's going to be a Marvel hero we don't know about.
No.
Who could he be though?
They're not allowed. They blacklisted him. As soon as you're DC, you're not allowed over. I'm just
Really?
kidding. I don't know. I'd believe it, dude. They're like, you played Superman up. You can go fuck
Yeah.
yourself. I don't want to see him as a Marvel. I don't want to see him. I want to go see him as Superman or go fuck yourself. That's it. Or how about you give Henry Cavill his like Mission Impossible or something? I don't know. Do something like that. I'd like to see him even be a James
I
Bond.
was literally just about to say that. He would be a
James
good
Bond.
Bond, I think. But anyways, what I was getting into is Jackson and I were talking about like animated cartoons growing up and the Justice League, right? And there was a movie we had on VHS. I remember it. Wasn't it blue? Wasn't the VHS
I
itself
don't
blue or
I
something?
don't remember that, but it
But
might have been.
but it was just called Justice League, the Justice League. And in this, there's like these weird like white guys that have red
White
blasters.
Martians,
Yeah, and I think they're called the Imperium or
something like
the
that.
Imperium or something. And there were these big kind of like War of the World style walker thing too that looked like I think they called them Imperium walkers. Well,
It
anyways,
used to scare the fuck out of me.
yeah,
It
yeah, they're
still does.
spooky, like Martian
Yeah.
manhunters, like like they invade Earth. But anyways,
Yeah.
we were trying to find it forever. We'd look up the Justice League, like it kind of sounds weird, but like white bad guys, like these white alien bad guys. We couldn't find anything. And here I am, I found the fandom page, just like as we're talking. So it was actually called Secret Origins, the Justice League Secret Origins, but it was the series premiere of the Justice League show. But it originally aired as a full-length movie on November 17th, 2001, and then it was reran but divided into a 3-part series. So the one we had was like the VHS with all 3 parts. So there's like part 1, there's this part 1, part 2, and part 3, and they just kind of like smushed it all into a movie.
Dude, I wish we had that so bad.
I'm sure we could find it somewhere, but we should watch it
It'd
sometime.
be rare. Dude, I'd love to watch that film again. I actually watched the first 20 minutes on YouTube. Somewhere they had it.
I
That's
remember
a
it
good
used to
film.
creep me the fuck out.
It was creepy because the white Martians would like talk to you in their head and shit, and they'd fuck with you, and then
Oh,
they could
yeah.
stick people in goo and shit.
I didn't
And
like the
not
goo. They
not
were
to
gooing
mention
people.
the big
Not a
ball
fan of the
that's like
goo.
the big fucking purple ball with the tentacles and
Yeah,
shit,
what
and
the
it's like
fuck was that
stuck.
all about?
And the scary as fuck. It would talk to you, dude.
It's got
It's like a
hentai
big
shit.
yeah, dude. It'd like put your tentacles in your face and shit. That was disturbing, dude.
Tentacles
And
will suck you
also, when they got hit by the sun, the white Martians still scare me. When they got melted, they're all melting like they're all burning and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was disturbing. But really, what scared me was the beginning of the film when the white Martians take over all these human bodies, and then Batman finds them in like these ink sacs, and they're all fucked up, and he
Oh,
cuts them
yeah.
open. That was like that's fucking dark,
I
dude.
can
Sorry to
hear.
step my
It's
camera
alright. I
there.
can hear the animated squishing sound when he cut the things
Yeah,
open, like
dude.
in my head
Yeah,
right now,
when he
like burned into
yeah,
my
he
memory.
catches their body. Ick, dude. Yeah.
Oh.
Good film though. Really good film.
Yeah,
Super obscure.
super obscure. If you guys can
Yeah.
find Secret Origins, the Justice League, watch it. You won't be disappointed.
No. Might be one of the best Justice League animated films they have, honestly.
I think it was. It could also just
Remember
be
they had
nostalgia talking, but
they had the whole cast. They had like Hawk Girl, which is kind of weird. They had Green Lantern, the Flash, Martian Manhunter. They had
who
everybody.
was
Wonder
Hawk
Woman.
Girl? Which one was her?
Hawk Girl. She was the one with
Hawk Girl.
the hawk. Yeah, Hawk Girl. She had the
Oh.
mace and shit. That's how she flew.
Oh
and
yeah, I thought you were just
was-
saying it just had a hot chick in it. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh no, Hawk Girl. Yeah,
I know.
No, they
Hawk.
also had Wonder Woman. Like you had Wonder Woman. You didn't need Hawk Girl. Send her home. You
Yeah.
got Wonder Woman. You're fine.
Isn't there a
Yeah.
similar DC character that was just in Black Adam that was kind of like, it was like Hawk Man, or what was his name? He had the mace.
I didn't see Black Adam, so I'm not sure.
It's mid.
It might have just been basis off of him
It's
and just
okay,
made
though.
him a man instead of a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything.
I don't care what anyone says. I don't want to see The Rock in movies. I don't think he's a good actor, and he'll never be a good actor in my mind because Rock doesn't act. He does WWE. It's funny that he did that. He gets ripped. The Rundown is a good movie.
I was just
but
about
really,
to say that.
Yeah, I really, man.
Walking Tall?
And The Walking Tall was good. He's just not a good actor, dude. He's just a stone wall. Plays the same person every movie.
I would say nowadays it's like that, but Walking Tall and Rundown he was a bit different. Like back then he had a lot more range, I feel. However, I'm not shitting on The Rock. It's kind of like in my opinion.
I'm not shit.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean like my opinion on it is like he's been Adam Sandlered, where like all of his old stuff used to be super like good and raunchy and stuff, and like as he's grown up he's kind of become a family guy. A family man, like appealing to families and whatever. And I get that. Adam Sandler, same way. Like I don't think we'll ever see a movie like Happy Gilmore or Mr. Deeds or Big Daddy, like from Adam Sandler again. Or
we did get Uncut Gems though, so that was
very different. That showed his range. That was very good. You know what I've been
Yeah.
meaning to watch, and we should watch it together. Have you ever heard of Punch Drunk Love? with Adam
I
Sandler?
haven't watched it yet. I
I
heard
haven't
it was
watched it
people
either.
really liked it.
And it was like one of
Who
those
said they liked
movies
it?
before Uncut Gems that really shows his range, and I really want to
Yeah.
watch it.
Someone at work told me to watch that, but yeah, I'll check that out. It is a rom-com too, from what I was told.
It is a
Um,
bit.
but yeah, I'll definitely check that out. No, I think comparing The Rock to Adam Sandler is like comparing apples and oranges. But also, The Rock,
No,
just admit it, you're on TRT. I'm just kidding.
well, yeah.
You're,
Fuck, if I was
yeah,
that rich, and I'd have be on fucking
yeah,
TRT too.
yeah.
No, I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying the same esque of like how they changed coming up. Like,
Yeah.
you have to admit, the newer Sandler movies, maybe it's just because, again, nostalgia purposes for us and the older ones, but like they're very family friendly, majority of them, other than Uncut Gems. And like The Rock, very family friendly. Like you just kind of, again, same thing.
Mhm.
But Adam Sandler is still a bit different than The Rock.
I always thought Adam Sandler was the family man. Hubie Halloween was pretty good, and that honestly borderline almost not a kid's film, just because of what his mom would wear all the time. Like she wore some very questionable shirts in that. But no,
Look
it
what
was
I
funny.
found.
It's
Yeah, I
so
forgot
good.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That was bad. What I can't even think of another one he had. He had that one where he was the detective on that island or whatever the fuck that was called, or the plane. I can't remember what was that one. I
Wait,
don't really think it.
what?
Remember that one? You don't remember that one? He was pretty sure he was a detective or some shit like that. Can't remember what it was called though. I think it was in like tropical area. It's got bits and
Is
pieces
that
of
the
that.
one with David Spade?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my,
Maybe.
the do-over, the one on
No, not the
Netflix?
do-over. No, I know that one. I know the do-over. I've seen that. No, it's the other one. He's got like that chick with him. It's a Netflix one.
Oh, Murder Mystery.
Yeah, that one.
The
Yeah,
one
yeah,
with
that
Jennifer
one. I
Aniston.
remember.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I
Jennifer
love
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
I remember her.
That woman doesn't age.
Who am I trying to think of she's
Money will
in?
do that to
Oh,
you.
she's in fucking Friends, and then what else was she in though? She's in something else. She's in like 1,000 other
She's
movies,
in a
but
lot of stuff. She's
yeah,
been in a
she's
lot
all
of stuff.
right. She's a good actor.
She's in We're the Millers.
Oh right, yeah, she is. Yeah, yeah. I like her. I had a fucking middle school teacher that kind of looked like Jennifer Aniston. I don't know why. Fuck her though.
You
She's kind
don't
of
know. I don't know why she looked like Jennifer Aniston.
yeah. I don't know why.
What the fuck?
What's going on over
What's
there?
going
What's
on?
going
What?
on with your face?
What's going on? Why do you look like Jennifer? What? You're looking very Aniston-like right now.
Yeah, you're giving off an Aniston type, dude. You're acting real narcoleptic here. Come on, man. I know you. You're. What does he say? You're Mellow Mike. What's
Yeah.
up, Mellow Mike?
Eric
Here,
Andre.
shout out Eric Andre real quick.
Come on the show.
Yeah.
What movies are you looking forward to? There isn't a whole lot coming out, but
Oh, the only one I'm looking forward to is the William Dafoe movie Inside, where he gets. Have you seen the
oh
trailer for that?
yeah,
He
you
gets
sent me
locked
that.
inside. I saw that. I just thought about that when you said, "Hey, good movies to looking forward to." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that." Pretty much, William Dafoe gets locked to a building he's trying to rob, and he's trying to get out, and they keep turning up the heat on him, and it looks awesome. Like I feel like they showed too much in the trailers. I'm not gonna watch anymore,
They
but I'm
did. It
I'm
was a
very
long
hyped.
trailer.
Yeah, very hyped to go into that. Love William Dafoe. William Dafoe. I'll watch anything he's in.
You
Pretty
know,
much, probably just that.
people are like, "Oh, he's made a reoccurrence." It's like, bro, he's been in a lot of
Yeah,
shit all
yeah,
the time.
yeah. He never stopped it. It doesn't feel like
That's
it.
kind of like you know how people are like Brendan Fraser's making a comeback. At first, I was like, yeah, he is. But then I looked and it's like, no, he was in Doom Patrol. He was in all
Mhm.
types of shit for the longest time. It's just now he's finally getting like A-list Hollywood style movie parts again and shit, you know? So like good for him. But yeah, same with Willem Dafoe though. People were like, oh, like he's making a comeback with all these movies. Like people were like, oh, his comeback was John Wick. Remember when he was like John Wick's friend in like the first one, or what was it, the first one or second one?
Yeah, it was. Was
First
he a
one.
friend? I thought he was his assassin.
Yeah, he was an assassin,
Or
but
are they
like he was
friends
his
though?
buddy. Like that dude
Okay.
was like contracted to kill him,
Oh
and he
right, he
didn't
did.
kill
He did
John.
save him. Yeah,
Yeah, he
right. He did.
saved him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he gets murdered.
Yeah, he does.
He gets like just fucking
I
dumped on the
forgot all
steps.
about that. That's a
Yeah,
good. That's a good like little
right.
scene in that
So
movie.
it's like
Yeah.
people are like, "Where'd Willem Dafoe come out of the blue with like Lighthouse with fucking Robert Pattinson?" And I'm just like, "Well, dude, like
In
he's just
there.
been doing shit for a while.
Yeah.
He's been under the radar a bit with just like side parts, not really like main character roles, which is fine. Honestly,
Mhm.
I'm never saying I'd ever be an actor, but if it's some weird career trajectory changes and I become an actor in movies, I would probably just want to be the. I don't want the spotlight all on me. I want to be like the secondary, the comic relief for like the, the
Mhm.
dopey
Nah,
dickhead.
Can I just be the guy that gets his face blown off every movie
Dude,
or
that's what
gets
I was
eaten?
saying.
Like, that's what I want.
That's what
Like
I was
Bill
saying.
Paxton.
My buddy Ricky, his fiance is in movies, like in commercials and shit. Like she's into acting. She's been doing it for a long time. I always told her, like, you get some big name part, and they need a guy that just gets blown away for no reason. That act like they
Call me up.
call me up.
Yeah, dude.
Let me know. Come on.
You think I won't take a fall on my head on concrete for a film? You're dead wrong.
You think I won't fucking
I'll
give myself fucking a brain injury for this movie? Think
shot,
again.
yeah. Oh, I've been practicing death animation since I was 10. Finger guns, dude. We had to practice. You had to act shot. Oh man, I'm fucked up, man. You know, I'm good at that shit. I'll be good.
I'm bleeding out, man. Help me out.
I'm bleeding, B. I've seen enough dudes shot to know how you react.
Your guts are hanging out. Oh, come
Yeah.
on, man. Put it back in.
Put it
Oh,
back.
my
Put it
God.
back. I'm fucked up, man. Push your D and bitch out. Push her out. Push her out.
Oh man, the arrow's halfway through, man. It's pushing
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, I could be that guy. Easy, no problem.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to just like
Who
be in a movie. That would just be so fun. I
who
feel.
knows, dude? Somebody become big that moderately looks like you, and you have to be a stunt double. Now you're jumping off 50-story buildings and shit.
Let's
It
just hope.
happens.
Let's just hope Andrew Tate starts doing movies.
Dead ass, dude. You dead ass. That's not even a bad point. We're gonna come out with an Andrew Tate little bit.
No,
eventually.
it's
We
funny.
have to.
So everybody out there listening, wondering why I called myself the Great Value Andrew Tate. Literally, like a couple people in the comments over shorts or our podcast have been like, Andrew Tate's really gone downhill, and they're talking
Yeah.
about me, that I look
Yeah.
and maybe sound or act a little bit like Andrew Tate. I have to be honest with you, man. I've maybe seen about 30 seconds of that dude's content. Like, I know about him. I kind of know what he's about, but that's all I need to know. I'm not very interested. Very good kickboxer. That's cool. But he has some questionable viewpoints. But again, a lot of people just do that shit to.
They blow it up in media. I've watched a little bit more of his content. He's really not that bad as he seems. He's really not a misogynist. He's not a racist. He seems like a generally well put together dude. I like him more than I like the Logan brothers.
Oh yeah, the Paul brothers.
The Paul brothers. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, any day I'd watch him. I'd love to see him on Joe Rogan too, because I'm not gonna watch any of his regular stuff. But that man figured it out so smart, dude, because he literally has like this thing where you can join where he teaches you how to put together your life. But in that program, he literally makes you repost his shit. Like he's like in the program, he's like, repost my shit, tag me in it. And then people do, and then he's getting all this publicity because other people are posting his shit. And he blew up huge because of that, because he was smart. And then he said some controversial ass shit, and that's what really sparked him. So he's pretty smart with what he did. Like he got big real fucking quick, and he was already a millionaire before that, but you know.
Yeah, so like good on him for all of the success he's made, but yeah, like people just have been calling me like an off-brand Andrew Tate, and I think it's hilarious. It would be funny to do a sketch about him where I play like a fake
Dude, it'd
Andrew
be
Tate.
so easy.
Too bad
man.
I'm not as ripped as that man and tall and good at kickboxing.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll get there someday. But I'm back on the topic of movies they're looking forward to. There's just one so far that I'm looking forward to. Well, I guess kind of two-ish. The first one is a trailer that I think I just saw today. It might have just come out today. It's a movie called 65, and it's starring Adam Driver. And if you haven't watched the trailer, go check it out. Basically, it seems like he's some space explorer. Their fucking plane crashes on what looks like Earth, but 65 million years ago. So there's dinosaurs and shit, it looks like. It looks super spooky. He's got like a futuristic plasma pistol bullshit. Looks kind of cool. There's like one lady in a pod that survived with him, a younger girl. And they're just trying to survive on, like, it literally looks like Earth 65 million years ago, but I think it's supposed to be some type of alien planet that's just like super way back in time, like compared to Earth. So I'm looking forward to that. That I'm actually kind of looking forward to after seeing the trailer. And Jack and I talked about this. I wasn't huge on Adam Driver at first, but he's grown on me. He's been in a lot of stuff now. He's not as cringe, I feel. And he actually can be funny. Like I've seen some things where he's actually kind of funny. So I think this movie, we'll see. Like if he proves to me that, I think I'll actually like him if this movie ends up being pretty good. And then other than that, Avatar 2. It's been the talk of the town lately in media, because it's going to be like the most expensive movie, or is the most expensive movie ever made. I have no clue if the runtime's as long as the first one. I remember the first one being like 3.5 hours or some bullshit like that. You got a thumbs down? Not looking forward to it?
2 thumbs down on the first Avatar. 2 thumbs down prematurely on the second one. Just because you spent a lot of money on it doesn't make it a good film. You
Agreed.
gotta remember that.
So what I have to say about it is the first one, horrible plot, really cool visual effects and cool tech. Like it was cool to see movies could do that, you
Cool
know?
Halo pelicans, yeah.
Yeah, the cool leftover Halo pelicans. Yeah, that was pretty
It's pretty
cool.
gnarly. Yeah.
And then this one, from what I hear, is mainly underwater. I think it's called Avatar 2: The Way of Water. So it's taking place underwater, and I heard they did a bunch of cool filmed underwater shit. So I'm excited to see that. So really, like, I'm not looking forward to a good plot. I'm looking forward to just see sick visual effects in like a blockbuster movie. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Something big. I don't know what I want out of that movie. I'll eventually I'll probably go see it, yeah, but like I think you're just piggybacking off of the success of the last one, which by the way is still the highest grossing film of all time, right? Pretty sure it
One of
is.
them,
I
I
don't
think
think.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least the top 3 it is. And I think maybe the other one is Marvel's Endgame now. It's got up there. Um, I don't know what I'm expecting out of it. Just something decent, half decent, not terrible. Something new, I guess, to watch at least. James Cameron isn't shit at directing,
Yeah.
so
I've been done watching Marvel movies for a while. There's just too
yeah.
many. They're cranking them out. But I will say this about them. If you know nothing about the hero, even if you go say watch like part 2 of the Endgame or whatever, the second movie, you can go watch that. You can just go watch it not seeing anything else because they're super good at tying up and like giving you a quick kind of like without giving you a recap at the beginning of what happened in this last movie. And also like each of them has a different premise. Like I think one of my favorite ones now that I think of it, at first I hated it, is the Civil War. You didn't like that one?
Oh, I love Civil War. That's my favorite one that they've done, honestly.
Nothing's better than the first Iron Man though.
When they introduced fucking Spider-Man in that. Oh, and they were that was good film, dude.
Yeah.
Really good film.
So like that's what I'm saying is like that's what Marvel, I mean obviously Marvel's got a lot on DC when it comes to making movies because DC just hasn't been able to figure out comics and movies and able to adapt it in a way that's like family friendly and easy to understand without any like knowing
They try to rush shit too much.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, Marvel, dude, like I'm just kind of done watching their stuff unless some big name one comes out. But that being said, that doesn't mean that if one comes out in a few months that looks cool, I won't just go see it without seeing previous shit because like you don't really need to. That Ant-Man movie kind of looks cool, I guess, but those are also just kind of getting old.
It's like, dude, it's really what it's all opinion, but I really liked what of course he had to say it was the fuck is that dude's name directed Martin Scorsese. He said he's like, there really are theme park rides. If you go into a film, which you could do this at any Marvel film, and you know exactly what's gonna happen, then that film is a fucking failure. Do you go to any Marvel and I could point to it, say, that's the bad guy, that's the hero. The hero's gonna win. The bad guy's gonna fuck up the good guy a little bit, but the hero's gonna win. And as soon as you know that, watching those movies, there's no fun in it. It's like, oh, cool. Superman's getting smashed into the wall, or Spider-Man's getting smashed into the wall. He's all bloody. Doesn't matter because they're not killing him. They're literally not going to kill him because you know why? You want to know why they're not going to kill him? Because they've already renewed him for 3 fucking movies. So how are they going to kill him? They got 4 movies coming out. So yeah, it's just a waste of time. Really, it is. Nothing new on those guys. Man, that camera's being fucky tonight, pissing me off.
We'll be upgrading that shortly.
Yes, sir. Sorry for y'all. Listeners, they don't give a fuck. They're like, what are you talking about? Thank you for the listeners, by the way, if you're listening.
Yeah, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, thanks for being a G. And you could call me a fucking cucklord idiot in the comments for not getting it on any other platform yet. Audio only. It's because, dude, Spotify wants an RSS feed, and I don't want to pay for a fucking RSS feed yet. And fucking Podbean costs money each month, and I'm already paying Apple to put it on there for free. I don't make you guys pay shit, dude.
Yeah, you got to pay shit.
Yeah.
For the listeners can't see, he's wearing a Frozone fucking,
Frozone glasses.
Visor. Yeah. So.
Where's my fucking super suit? I'm sick of paying for putting my shit on platforms, bro. Make it free.
Like, fuck, man.
That's why we're on YouTube. Just watch the video version, goddammit.
Pay for this shit.
Well, you got anything to say before we wrap up Gutterball 26 here, Jackson?
No, I really got nothing else. Except I'm sorry again. We had a fantastic guest lined up. There goes my camera. We're just gonna leave it like that. Hopefully, maybe we'll get him in the future. Doesn't matter because I don't really want to say his name, who we got coming on, unless you want to, Paul. But we got some really cool YouTuber coming on that Paul's a huge fan
Let's
of.
just
So
say it. We're gonna have Kryptonite on. He's got
Kryptonite,
about
check out his
1,000
channel.
subscribers. He's awesome. He's got awesome like crafting game videos and stuff, and he seems like a super chill dude. I can't wait to talk to him. He's based out of United Kingdom, so it's gonna be one of the weirdest, filming things we've done. It's gonna be like 9 o'clock for him at night and 3 o'clock for us in the afternoon. It's gonna be sick. Can't wait to have our first
Wild.
international guest. So just shouting him out there. Thank you, Kryptonite, in advance for coming on the show next week. So you guys will see him next week. Anything else, Jackson?
No, thank you. I'm gonna sit here in front of the cam so it doesn't look like shit.
Yeah,
Appreciate
well,
ya.
that was
All I
Gutterball
ask.
26, everybody. Have a good fucking weekend.